Liverpool's attack may be the best in Europe right now. And for me, it is by far the best in the Premier League. They have goals everywhere, whether it's 3 against AC Milan, 3 against Bournemouth, 5 against West Ham in the League Cup, 3 against Manchester United, or whether it's keeping clean sheets galore in the Premier League. Arne Slot has got the balance in this team so far very, very good. It's a very strong side. We're going to break it down. We're going to talk about their attack and how brilliant it was. The brilliance of Mohamed Salah off the bench, Cody Gakpo with a brace, Jota with a brace. We're going to talk about it. And to be fair, Curtis Jones as well, because Curtis Jones, I thought, had a very good performance yesterday. Make sure you go down, drop a like if you haven't already. We are closing in now on 25,000 subscribers. So if you are enjoying the content, please do go down and hit that subscribe button and drop a like on the video. Yesterday, Liverpool made 3. There was no Trent, there was no Salah, and of course, Alisson and Van Dijk were not on the starting 11. And Liverpool went with the no Gravenberch either. You know, Endo and Curtis Jones, a back 4 of Tsimikas, Gomez, Quansah, and Bradley. Kelleher in goal, he made a couple of really nice saves. And look at the options they've got. They can play Jota in the 10, McAllister on the bench, Chiesa on the right, Gakpo on the left, and Darwin Núñez. And just for some insurance policy, he left Salah, Robertson, Van Dijk, Luis Diaz, and McAllister, and Szoboszlai, and Trent on the bench. And I'm really, really enjoying watching Liverpool this season. They have got a very strong attack, very good defence, and that midfield, when you've got the likes of Gravenberch and McAllister in it, is one of the best in the league. And they start the game, actually, not the best, to be fair. They went 1-0 down. The ball's kind of scrambled in from a corner. It has a couple of deflections, and it falls. I believe it was Alvarez had a shot at goal, deflects off of Quansah, and they go 1-0 down at around the 20th minute. And when you talk about how is your response going to be, 4 minutes later, Chiesa has a volley that's gone towards the goalkeeper, and Jota's kind of a poacher sort of strike in the right place, in the right time, and ties it up, makes it 1-1. In the second half, it was complete domination from Liverpool. West Ham had a couple of chances, but it was domination. Diego Jota gets his seconds, put Liverpool in front from a lovely bit of play from Curtis Jones, and then it was 2-1. And from there, there was only one winner. And fair play to Arne Slot, because he makes the substitutions 9 times out of 10. He makes them at the right time. He brings on Salah for Chiesa. He brings on McAllister for Jota. West Ham made a couple of changes. They brought on Antonio and they brought on Paqueta to try and get back into the game. But as soon as it was 2-1, there was only ever one winner. Mohamed Salah gets his goal like he always does. The finish first time, roof of the net, is absolutely sublime. It is sublime. And when you talk about Premier League greats, when you talk about Premier League wingers, he genuinely is one of the all-time greats. He has got absolutely everything in his locker. He's got the creativity. He's finishing. He's one of the best finishers of a winger I have seen in football, let alone the Premier League. He's absolutely relentless. That left foot, when he cuts in on his left and opens his body up, whips it to the back post, 9 times out of 10, it's in the back of the net. It's vintage Salah, sorry. And they made it 3-1. Liverpool in absolute cruise control. Absolute cruise control. And then a moment of absolute madness come out from, I don't know what Edison Alvarez is doing. He's on a yellow card. He's chasing Salah down. You can't beat him in a race for pace. He's got 2 or 3 yards on you, and he dives in on a yellow card. It's absolutely stupid. It's a stupid decision from him. And he gets himself sent off. And I thought to myself, what on earth are you doing, mate? Like, all jokes aside, what on earth are you doing? That makes absolutely no sense. You've just completely, it's reckless. Yeah, I don't understand why he thought it was a good idea to try and win that tackle. And then another one of Liverpool's attackers gets a brace. Cody Gakpo plays it in, a lovely little nudge off from Darwin Núñez. One more touch and finish towards the front post. The finish is absolutely world class. And then gets a second goal a few minutes later. Another good strike deflected into the back of the net. And Liverpool make it 5-1. Well deserved. Liverpool go through to the next round of the League Cup, where they will play Brighton away, which is not an easy game. And when you look at their fixtures they've got coming up with Wolves away, with Bologna, with Palace, other than, the back end of their next 8 games, the next 4 games they've got, I think Liverpool should be winning comfortably. To be fair, I think they beat Bologna at home in the Champions League. I think they beat Wolves away comfortably. Wolves at the moment are free falling, and then Crystal Palace, they're not exactly in the best of form. But then the next 4 fixtures after that, with Liverpool against Chelsea, Leipzig against Liverpool, Arsenal against Liverpool, and then, of course, Brighton against Liverpool. We're really going to see how strong this Liverpool squad is and if they have what it takes, because with this Rodri injury, for me, it opens up the door massively for that league title. It opens it up massively. And you look at the quality of attackers they've got with Gakpo, with Jota, with Nunez, with Salah, with Diaz, with Sobers lying behind, with Gravenberch and McAllister. They've got a really, really strong team. And for me, do they have enough to go and win the league? We're going to see. But as of right now, they're scoring goals for fun. They're winning games in all competitions. They won their first game of the Champions League. They won their first game of the League Cup. They've beaten Man United. They've beaten Milan. They've kept clean sheets against Bournemouth, Ipswich, Brentford, and Man United. They're currently sitting, second or third in the league. They're only a point off of Manchester City with fixtures in the league that I think actually benefit them. Man City have got a tough game this weekend. If for whatever reason they don't get 3 points against Newcastle at St. James's Park, which we know can always be a bit of a banana skin there. It's a tough place. They've got some good players. They've set up for the counter-attack with the likes of Alexander Isak and Anthony Gordon on the counter. If Man City don't win there, and of course Arsenal have got a relatively comfortable game against Leicester, you'd expect Arsenal to come out of a clean sheet and 3 points. And Aston Villa have got Ipswich Town, another game which I expect them to go out and get the points in as well. It kind of, if Man City don't get enough, 3 points, Liverpool could be top of the league. And then their next 4 or 5 league games is Wolves away, Crystal Palace away, Chelsea at Anfield, and then, of course, Liverpool away. But then they've got Brighton at Anfield and Villa at Anfield, and then Southampton away. Their fixtures are, I would say, they're not the most difficult in the world. And with the players and the quality of midfielders and attackers they've got, they can go out and score goals comfortably. And I think we should give Arne Slot a lot more credit than what he's getting. Yes, he's walked into a very good side that were challenging up until the last 2 or 3 weeks, or let's say the last month of the Premier League season. They finished 9 points off the top. They finished 7 points off of second. They won 24 games. It was just the games in which they didn't take their chances, which they drew a lot. But Arne Slot, so far, so good. I know it's only a very small sample size. I know they've only played, 7 games, 1 in the Champions League, 1 in the league, and 5 in the league, in which they've only lost to Nottingham Forest, which I guess you could say was a freak result. I've been very impressed with Liverpool, and I think we need to give them more credit, because Arne Slot right now has got them playing some fantastic football. The first goal they scored against West Ham, the football was absolutely sublime. One touch pass and move, a lot of intensity in the way they play. They're pressing leads from the front, how strong they are defensively. They've conceded 3 goals in 7 games. They've kept clean sheets in 4 of those games. They've only conceded to Milan, West Ham, and Forest. And they have not conceded more than 1 goal in a game so far. And I think a lot of that is due to Arne Slot. And of course, with Marcus Edwards at the top and Hughes, I think they can have a very, very good transfer window in January. 5 goals. Jota and Gakpo looked very strong. I think Gravenberch has been unbelievable this season, probably their best player. Van Dijk still looks like he's world-class. Trent's been phenomenal. I think Trent is the defending he did against Rafa Leao in that game. I mean, this narrative that he can't defend, I think, is absolute madness. But so far, so good for Arne Slot. He started all competitions well. I just think they need to keep this momentum going. I do expect them to go and get 3 points Saturday, 5:30. It should be a relatively comfortable game. Wolves are absolutely diabolical at the moment. They're losing games relentlessly. They lost to Villa. They lost to Brighton in the League Cup. They lost to Newcastle. They drew with Forest. They got spanked by Chelsea and lost to Arsenal. I do expect Liverpool to follow suit and go and give them 2 or 3 goals and another clean sheet and come out there with the 3 points. And then, it's on to the next game. Take each day as it comes, each game.
and then see where you're at. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you have subscribed. We're on the road to 25K, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you for watching. I am out.